Welcome. Today, I want to share a profound truth that could irrevocably transform not only your career aspirations and your physical well-being, but the very fabric of your entire mindset. For far too long, you've likely been conditioned by the well-meaning voices around you, whispering the mantra, work hard, work harder, sleep less, hustle more, and success will inevitably follow. But what if I challenged that deeply ingrained belief? What if I told you that a great many individuals who find themselves trapped in a cycle of struggle are not, in fact, inherently lazy? Their problem isn't a lack of effort, but a fundamental misdirection of it. They are merely running in the wrong race, scaling the wrong wall, climbing a ladder that leans against the wrong structure entirely. They are burning out, not from an absence of trying, but from an overwhelming surplus of effort devoid of intelligent thought. Allow me to pose a critical question. Have you ever observed someone who toils relentlessly, day in and day out, yet seems to perpetually stagnate in life? They are ceaselessly exhausted, perpetually swamped, incessantly stressed, yet their financial standing remains stubbornly static. Their skill sets show no discernible growth. Their most cherished dreams remain frustratingly elusive. Why? Because simply working harder is a tragically insufficient strategy. Without the crucial element of working smarter, all your prodigious effort dissipates into nothing more than wasted energy. There exists, I assure you, a superior path, a more intelligent methodology, a way to harvest vastly greater results with a fraction of the customary stress. A means to forge ahead in life without utterly decimating your inner peace. A vibrant framework to live, to flourish, and to triumph, all without devolving into the soulless grind of a mere automaton. And in the journey we're about to embark on, I will meticulously unveil this methodology, step by step, in language so clear and accessible that it will resonate deeply within you. You will grasp it, you will feel its undeniable truth, and you will forever abandon the antiquated, exhausting modes of working. Let us begin. Lesson 1. Clarity is more powerful than mere effort. Consider this profound truth. A person who possesses crystal clear knowledge of their destination can proceed at a measured pace and still arrive significantly sooner than one who rushes headlong without a compass. Let me illustrate this with a simple yet potent allegory. Imagine two men standing at the edge of an immense, dense forest. The first man, driven by a raw, unyielding urgency, immediately plunges into the woods. He runs at a blistering pace, wildly hacking at trees, sweat pouring from his brow, moving with frantic, unthinking speed. He's determined, he's strong, he's busy. The second man, however, proceeds with a quiet, deliberate gait. He carries no axe, and his movements are slow, almost contemplative. Yet, clutched firmly in his hand is a meticulously drawn map. Who, ultimately, do you believe will uncover the hidden treasure first? Undoubtedly, it will be the second man. And why? Because he possesses an invaluable commodity: clarity. He knows, with absolute certainty, the precise location of his objective. He expends not a single joule of energy running aimlessly in the wrong direction. The sobering truth is, most individuals navigate the labyrinth of life much like the first man. They awaken each morning and launch themselves into their day's activities without a coherent strategy or a defined plan. They juggle 10 different tasks simultaneously, convincing themselves they are being productive simply because they feel a relentless buzz of activity. They are busy, yes, but they are fundamentally going nowhere. They exert monumental effort, yet remain rooted in the same spot. They diligently answer emails, check social media notifications, tick off trivial tasks, and sustain a state of perpetual busyness throughout the entire day. Yet, their most profound aspirations, their true, transformative dreams, remain perpetually out of reach, glimmering distantly on the horizon. This, my friends, is what we call fake productivity. It feels like work, it looks like effort, but it utterly fails to generate genuine success. Smart work, by stark contrast, demands that you articulate your goal with uncompromising clarity. You pause, you reflect, and you ask yourself a precise, powerful question. What are the 3 most critical actions I must complete today to undeniably propel myself forward? And then, with unwavering discipline, you fixate solely on those 3 priorities. You do not exhaust yourself chasing 100 ephemeral rabbits. You set your sights on one, and you pursue it with singular focus until it is caught. Consider another powerful illustration. 2 students preparing for a crucial examination. Student A studies for 10 grueling hours every single day. He devours every chapter, meticulously highlights every sentence, and dutifully rewrites all his notes. Yet, he lacks the discerning insight to identify which topics carry the most weight or are most frequently tested. He is working with tremendous diligence, but in utter blindness. Student B, on the other hand, dedicates a mere 3 hours a day to studying. But before he even opens a book, he asks himself, what questions are consistently asked in previous exams? Which topics appear with the highest frequency? He then strategically focuses his limited time and energy on mastering those pivotal areas first. Who, do you think, will ultimately achieve the superior score? Without question, student B, because he chose to work smarter, not merely harder. If the ladder you are so assiduously climbing is propped against the wrong wall, then every single arduous step you take, every ounce of energy you expend, is a step in the fundamentally incorrect direction. This, precisely, is the tragic outcome when you engage in hard work utterly devoid of clarity. You are ascending, yes, but you are not genuinely growing. So what action should you take right now? Begin by articulating your single paramount goal for the current month. For instance, I aspire to significantly enhance my spoken English proficiency. Or, I aim to organically expand my business by 20%. Perhaps, I commit to losing 5 kilograms in a healthy, sustainable manner. Once that overarching goal is defined, meticulously deconstruct it into 3 manageable weekly tasks. Subsequently, atomize each weekly task into small, concrete daily actions. Every morning, before the world intrudes, ask yourself, what are the 3 singularly most important things I must accomplish today? Not 10, not 20, just 3. And then, with unyielding discipline, execute those 3 tasks before you even glance at your phone, before you succumb to the urge to reply to messages. Most individuals fall into the trap of composing interminably long to-do lists, often encompassing 20 or more tasks. This approach breeds immense pressure, overwhelming confusion, and ultimately paralysis. Instead, cultivate the habit of crafting a success list. This list contains only the top 3 tasks, the truly consequential actions, that will yield the most significant results. This is the strategic approach employed by successful CEOs. This is the hallmark of champions. They do not strive to do more. They focus on doing precisely what matters. Working hard is undeniably important, a foundational requirement. But working smart is a force multiplier, an exponential amplifier that is 10 times more powerful. Hard work in isolation merely exhausts you. Smart work, by contrast, elevates you, makes you better. Lesson 2. Your energy is more valuable than your time. Envision this scenario. You find yourself with 10 abundant hours available today. Yet, your body feels heavy with fatigue. Your mind is clouded with sleepiness. You're irritable, and your energy reserves are profoundly depleted. What truly impactful work can you accomplish within those 10 hours? The honest answer is almost nothing of consequence. Now, contrast that with another scenario. You possess only 3 hours at your disposal today, but your mind is razor-sharp and refreshingly clear. Your body feels vibrantly active, and your heart overflows with an unshakable passion. What extraordinary feats could you potentially achieve within those 3 hours? Almost anything you set your mind to. This profound realization is the secret that a staggering 98% of people tragically overlook. They remain fixated on the relentless pursuit of time management strategies, while neglecting the far more critical discipline of energy management. You do not inherently require more hours in your day. What you desperately need is an amplified reservoir of energy within your physical body and your cognitive brain. Why? Because your energy is your authentic, irreplaceable fuel. If your fuel tank is perpetually running on empty, you cannot possibly embark on a significant journey, even if you possess the sleekest, most powerful Ferrari in the world. The vast majority of people are utterly exhausted, not because they are genuinely undertaking too many tasks, but because they are engaged in the wrong activities with the wrong individuals, executing them in the wrong manner, all without adequate rest, without a shred of joy, and devoid of any meaningful direction. This is not the noble pursuit of hard work. This is a slow, insidious process of self-destruction. Let us rectify this destructive pattern. Consider two employees operating within the same office environment. Employee A works an exhaustive 12 hours daily. He routinely skips lunch, consistently suffers from insufficient sleep, relies on 5 cups of coffee just to function, and is constantly distracted by a barrage of messages, emails, and meetings. He is perpetually busy, perpetually stressed. By 6 p.m., he is utterly drained, prone to anger, and completely burned out. Employee B, conversely, works a more modest 6 hours. He consciously consumes nourishing, clean food, prioritizes early, restorative sleep, enjoys a brisk walk every morning, and steadfastly avoids the detrimental habit of multitasking. He dedicates 2 uninterrupted hours to deep, focused work, and possesses the courage to decline useless tasks or meetings that don't align with his objectives. By 6 p.m., he is calm, visibly energized, and has successfully accomplished his core goals. Who, without a shadow of a doubt, is the smarter operator? Employee B. He understands the sanctity of his energy. He doesn't squander it. He deploys it with discerning wisdom. And that, my friends, is the true game changer. The reason most people fail to realize their potential isn't because they are inherently lazy. The truth is, they are consistently operating on a critically low battery. They attempt to undertake monumental tasks with minds clouded by incessant stress and bodies that are chronically unrest. This is akin to attempting to run a full marathon with no food, no water, and no shoes. You cannot possibly succeed, not because you are weak, but because you are fundamentally empty. And here lies the profound reality. Smart, successful individuals meticulously safeguard their energy, just as wealthy individuals scrupulously protect their financial assets. Visualize your daily energy as a bank account, starting each morning with, say, 100 energy points. Here's how the typical hard worker often squanders them. 30 points. Consumed by incessant worrying about the unpredictable future. 20 points. Dissipated through the ineffective practice of multitasking with phone and laptop. 15 points. Spent on the exhausting effort of pleasing others and saying yes to everything. 10 points. Drained by unproductive arguments or interactions with negative individuals. 10 points. Allocated to performing tasks that hold no real significance or impact. 10 points. Exhausted by automatically saying yes to every minor request. Leaving only 5 meager points for actual meaningful work. By the close of the day, they are utterly drained, often angry, and burdened by a pervasive sense of failure. Now, let's observe how smart workers, those who understand the power of energy management, wisely allocate their precious points. 20 points. Invested in early, restorative sleep, ensuring they wake up genuinely refreshed. 10 points. Dedicated to invigorating movement, a walk, stretches, or light exercise to awaken the body. 10 points. Utilized for nourishing, real food and ample hydration. 5 points. Strategically conserved by actively avoiding toxic people and negative environments. 5 points. protected by resisting the urge to check their phone before noon. Asterisk 50 points. Channeled into focused, deep, and clear work on their single, most critical goal. By the end of the day, they still possess a significant reserve of energy. They feel genuinely happy, buoyed by tangible progress. And tomorrow, armed with renewed vigor, they will achieve even more. Your energy levels are at their absolute peak during the precious morning hours. Yet, most people inadvertently squander these golden hours by mindlessly scrolling through Instagram, responding to trivial messages, watching random videos, consuming heavy breakfasts, or ruminating on yesterday's events. This is akin to deliberately commencing your day by filling your brain with intellectual garbage. You, however, aspire to be different. Seize your first 2 hours and dedicate them, without compromise, to your single most important task. No phone, no social media, no distractions, just you, your vital goal, and a deep, immersive work session. This singular habit, applied consistently, possesses the power to fundamentally alter the trajectory of your life. Here are 7 intelligent strategies to fiercely protect and optimize your energy. Cultivate the power of no. Learn to say no more frequently and with conviction. Stop reflexively agreeing to things you genuinely dislike or that don't serve your purpose. Every yes you utter to others often translates into a silent no to your own aspirations and dreams. Champion your sleep. Treat sleep as a non-negotiable cornerstone of your performance. Your brain undergoes vital resets and repairs during restful slumber. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of truly regenerative sleep. This is the equivalent of furnishing yourself with a super brain. Embrace movement. Understand that your brain functions with greater acuity and your cognitive abilities are enhanced when your body is active. Walk, stretch, dance, engage in any form of physical activity. Just move. Fuel for vitality, not emotion. Resist the urge to eat solely for comfort or to placate emotions. Instead, consume food deliberately to ignite and sustain your inner fire. Fruits, clean water, nourishing nuts, and wholesome, balanced meals are your allies for heightened focus and sustained energy. Guard your mental landscape. Be a vigilant gatekeeper of what enters your mind. Actively avoid toxic news cycles, petty gossip, and pervasive negativity. Protect your inner peace as if your very life depends on it. Because, in a profound sense, it absolutely does. Forge a daily energy ritual. Craft a consistent morning routine that primes you for peak performance. For example, wake up, drink a large glass of water, perform 10 deep, conscious breaths, take a short, invigorating walk, journal your primary goal for the day, and then immediately commence your most important task. Master deep focus blocks. Implement structured work intervals, such as the Pomodoro technique. 25 minutes of intense, undivided focus, followed by a 5-minute restorative break. Repeat this cycle. This method is exponentially smarter and more productive than 4 hours of fragmented, distracted multitasking. You don't need more time. You need more laser-like focus, more intentional recovery periods, and a stauncher protection of your invaluable inner fire. Because the undeniable truth is, 1 single hour of powerfully energized work can generate a magnitude of results far exceeding 10 hours of tired, half-hearted effort. This is the strategic advantage employed by top performers and true achievers. They don't win by doing more. They win by doing what matters most, imbued with their fullest, most vibrant energy. Don't merely manage your calendar. Prioritize the management of your energy. Before you chase success with unbridled fervor, ensure you possess the intrinsic strength and vitality to carry its weight. You are not an emotionless robot. You are a human being, endowed with complex emotions, with inherent limits, and with a brilliant fire burning brightly within you. Cherish and protect that fire, because once you master the art of safeguarding your energy, you will no longer be compelled to relentlessly pursue success. Instead, success will, quite remarkably, begin to pursue you. Lesson 3. Leverage the secret weapon of smart people. Most individuals approach the task of improving their lives through a familiar, albeit exhausting, lens. Their internal monologue often sounds something like this: I must work more hours. I must try even harder. I must push myself beyond all limits. I must unequivocally do everything myself. This is the deeply flawed mindset, rooted in a culture of pure grind, that inevitably leads to catastrophic burnout, profound exhaustion, debilitating stress, frustratingly slow progress, simmering frustration, the paralyzing sensation of being stuck, a crushing loss of motivation, the erosion of precious time, and ultimately, the devastating deterioration of one's health. But truly smart individuals, visionary leaders, self-made millionaires, and top-tier performers across every domain, they do not frame their inquiries with, "How can I work harder?" Their question is far more incisive, more strategic. How can I make this process easier, faster, smarter, completely automatic, and inherently scalable? They instinctively employ leverage. This fundamental distinction marks the chasm between individuals who are perpetually tired and those who wield undeniable power and influence. And today, you are about to absorb this concept in its most profound, lucid, and impactful form. Leverage fundamentally means utilizing existing tools, established systems, specialized skills, the collective effort of other people, or transformative technology to exponentially multiply your desired results without commensurately multiplying your own personal effort. It signifies employing a singular action, an isolated input, to generate 10, 50, even 100 times the output. Allow me to share a truly powerful narrative, a story that has profoundly impacted millions of lives and reshaped perspectives globally. In a quaint, modest village nestled beside a flowing river, two men were hired for a crucial, yet arduous, task: transporting water from the river to the various houses in the village. Man, a picture of relentless physical exertion, toiled day after day. He carried 2 heavy buckets of water on a yoke, making countless trips, walking up and down, for 10 grueling hours of pure physical effort. He was compensated for each bucket successfully delivered. Man B also began by carrying buckets. But unlike Man A, after his paid work was done each day, he dedicated 2 additional hours, every single day, to a seemingly bizarre activity. He began constructing a complex pipe system. No one in the village understood his peculiar obsession. Weeks turned into months. Even by strategically implementing just one of them, your life will experience an instant, dramatic upgrade. Let us delve deeper into each. Tool leverage *. A single, well-chosen tool can save you hundreds of hours over time. This form of leverage means intelligently utilizing technology that performs the work for you. Examples: instead of writing every document from scratch, use pre-designed templates. Employ calendar apps to meticulously schedule and organize your week. Harness the power of AI to generate scripts, summarize notes, or draft content. Rely on digital reminders rather than the fallibility of your memory. Implement automation tools to dispatch emails or consistently post content across platforms. Use voice typing to transcribe your thoughts, saving countless hours over manual typing. A conventional worker might compose the same type of email 20 times a week. A smart worker crafts one master template and deploys it 20 times, thereby saving 5 to 10 hours every single week indefinitely. Same desired outcome, exponentially less effort, infinitely smarter result. People leverage *. You do not achieve true power and influence by attempting to shoulder every burden yourself. You become truly powerful by strategically constructing a system where others actively support and augment your efforts. This entails the intelligent delegation or outsourcing of tasks that deplete your valuable time and energy. This is not a sign of weakness. It is a profound display of strategic power. Why? Because your time as an individual is inherently finite. Yet, the world abounds with millions of talented individuals possessing skills and expertise you may not. Smart people tap into this immense global workforce. A business owner who attempts to personally manage marketing, sales, content editing, accounting, email correspondence, graphic design, and customer service will inevitably collapse under the weight. A smart business owner, however, strategically hires 3 to 5 specialized individuals, enabling their enterprise to scale and grow 10 times faster. Skill leverage * acquiring the right, high-impact skill multiplies your inherent value without demanding a proportional increase in your effort. A single, well-honed skill can be a game changer. Examples * mastering English unlocks a universe of global opportunities. Developing powerful communication skills makes you inherently more influential. Learning the art of negotiation directly elevates your income potential. Cultivating superior time management creates boundless freedom. Acquiring marketing acumen dramatically increases your professional value. Becoming proficient in public speaking profoundly transforms your confidence and reach. One strategic skill can translate into a better salary, accelerated opportunities, reduced stress, enhanced clarity, and significantly higher success rates. This unequivocally is leverage. Automation leverage * this refers to the creation of systems that function seamlessly and effectively without your direct, constant intervention. Every minute automation, however small, conserves your precious energy. Every tiny shortcut you implement alleviates a measure of stress. Smart people intuitively reject the idea of repeating tasks. They automate them. This could be anything from setting up recurring bill payments to using software to auto-sort emails or scheduling social media posts in advance. Knowledge leverage * possessing knowledge that others lack grants you an extraordinary advantage, allowing you to move 10 times faster and more efficiently. This is arguably the most potent form of leverage. Knowledge saves you years of agonizing struggle and wasted effort. Examples * reading one carefully chosen book can instantly transmit someone else's entire lifetime of accumulated experience and wisdom directly to you. Investing in one comprehensive course can unveil shortcuts and optimized paths that others may have spent 2 decades to painstakingly discover. Consulting with a single, experienced mentor can prevent you from making thousands of costly mistakes. Watching a single, well-produced YouTube video can clarify a complex concept in mere minutes. One revolutionary idea, gleaned from a moment of insight, can completely reorient your entire professional and personal direction. Knowledge is profound leverage because it empowers you to bypass pain, circumvent confusion, and avoid detrimental pathways. Knowledge makes you smarter, faster. People often dismiss successful individuals by saying, "Rich people are just lucky," or "Rich people don't really work. They have an easy life." But here is the unvarnished truth. Rich people don't necessarily work harder. They work smarter. They consciously construct and utilize sophisticated systems, deploy intelligent automation, build high-performing teams, strategically acquire knowledge, harness the power of capital, leverage cutting-edge tools, develop invaluable skills, and cultivate expansive networks. This is precisely why their results continue to multiply and grow, even when they are resting or disengaged. Poor and middle-class individuals, conversely, often attempt to accomplish everything in isolation. Rich people meticulously build systems that diligently work for them. Consider these contrasting approaches. Working hard equals laboriously writing every single note by hand. Working smart equals using voice-to-text technology and completing the same task in 5 minutes. Working hard equals frantically searching for misplaced files every single day. Working smart equals spending a single focus session organizing your digital folders once, thereby saving hundreds of hours in the long run. Working hard equals manually posting content to social media platforms every single day. Working smart equals scheduling an entire week's worth of content in one session through a smart automation app. Working hard equals single-handedly undertaking all household chores. Working smart equals judiciously dividing responsibilities among family members or utilizing external services. Working hard equals fruitlessly attempting to commit every detail to memory. Working smart equals consistently utilizing reminders, planners, and comprehensive checklists. Asterisk working hard equals attempting to learn English without any structured methodology. Working smart equals diligently following a daily 30-minute plan specifically focused on speaking, listening, and targeted vocabulary acquisition. Asterisk working hard equals engaging in futile arguments with toxic individuals. Working smart equals fiercely protecting your inner peace and gracefully walking away. Asterisk working hard equals stubbornly trying to solve every single problem in isolation. Working smart equals humbly asking for advice from someone who has already successfully navigated that challenge. That 5-minute piece of expert advice can genuinely save you 5 years of costly mistakes. If something can be automated, automate it without hesitation. If something can be delegated, delegate it intelligently. If something can be simplified, simplify it ruthlessly. If something can be learned quickly, commit to learning it efficiently. If an activity drains your energy without significant return, stop it immediately. If an action promises 10 times the results, make it your highest priority. This, precisely, is how you successfully escape the exhausting trap of relentless hard work and confidently enter the liberating world of smart, strategic work. Leverage is not a form of cheating. It is an undeniable manifestation of intelligence. Hard work undeniably builds strength and resilience. Smart work, however, is the architect of sustainable success. You do not need to perpetually struggle. What you desperately need are superior systems. You need more effective tools. You need more empowering habits. You need leverage, because when you consciously and consistently employ leverage, you will discover that you work less yet achieve immeasurably more. You will feel a profound sense of happiness and fulfillment. You will remain consistently energized. You will grow at an accelerated pace. You will move through life with greater agility and intelligence. And you will live each day with a powerful, guiding purpose. This, unequivocally, is the life you truly deserve. Lesson 4. Focus on results, not busyness. There exists a perilous and pervasive lie, one that millions of well-intentioned people blindly believe and perpetuate. If I stay busy, I must be doing great. If I work all day, I am inherently productive. If I feel utterly exhausted by nightfall, I must, by definition, be successful. This is fundamentally, tragically, and unequivocally wrong. Being busy and being genuinely productive are two entirely distinct and often mutually exclusive states. A busy person might feel incredibly active, their schedule packed, their mind racing. A truly productive person, however, is one who consistently creates tangible impact and meaningful outcomes. One state is mere noise and frantic motion. The other is undeniable, forward progress. And here is a profound, albeit uncomfortable, truth. Busyness is often a subtle, insidious form of laziness. It superficially looks like effort, it feels like exertion, but beneath its veneer, it cunningly conceals the stark reality that you are actively avoiding the truly difficult, high-impact work, the very work that possesses the power to fundamentally transform your life. Allow me to ask you this, and I urge you to answer with unflinching honesty. How many times have you devoted an entire day to doing something, only to arrive at nightfall with a crushing sense of having achieved absolutely nothing of substance? How many times have you opened your laptop, diligently replied to 30 emails, perhaps watched 10 informative videos, completed a handful of miscellaneous, trivial tasks here and there, yet observed that your single, most important goal remains stubbornly unmoved, not even an inch forward? That, my friends, is not progress. That is motion without meaning. That is the insidious trap of fake work. And if you allow yourself to fall into this pattern day after day, you can toil for years, decades even, and awaken each morning to find yourself precisely in the same stagnant, frustrating place. Here's the stark reality of what invariably transpires when you allow yourself to prioritize the feeling of being busy over the actual pursuit of being truly effective. Asterisk, you experience a superficial sense of pride, but ultimately possess no measurable results to show for it. Asterisk, you are perpetually tired, yet never experience the deep satisfaction of genuine fulfillment. Asterisk, you sacrifice invaluable time, yet witness no real personal or professional growth. Asterisk, you become increasingly frustrated, prone to anger, and utterly confused about your direction. Asterisk, you begin to doubt your capabilities, your potential, and your self-worth. Asterisk, you succumb to overwhelming burnout. Asterisk, and eventually, inevitably, you quit. All this devastation simply because you neglected the fundamental discipline of focusing on the right things. Consider the tale of two writers. Writer A declared, "I am going to write all day long." He opened 10 browser tabs, meticulously researched obscure quotes, obsessively reorganized his digital folders, experimented with countless font styles, drank an endless stream of coffee, answered every incoming call, and sat at his desk for a full 8 hours. Yet, by the end of the day, he had produced a mere 2 paragraphs. Writer B, with a different approach, stated, "I will allocate precisely 90 minutes to writing. No phone, no distractions, just pure, focused writing." She deliberately shut her office door, placed her phone in another room, and plunged into her task with intense concentration. In those 90 minutes, she produced 3 full, coherent pages. Now, tell me who genuinely worked smart, who was merely busy, and who was unequivocally effective. Writer A invested long, exhaustive hours. Writer B, through strategic focus, produced tangible, real results. Every morning, you must pose this critical question to yourself. What are the 3 most important results I must create today? Notice the emphasis. Not tasks, not activities, but concrete, measurable results. Smart workers fixate on the outcome, not the frenetic activity. They care deeply about the tangible impact, not just the sensation of motion. Imagine a small shop owner. He meticulously counts his money, cleans his desk to perfection, double-checks inventory prices, and sifts through old files. He maintains a state of intense busyness for 10 hours. Yet, he never allocates time to strategically promote his products, never proactively seeks ways to enhance customer service, never innovates by creating new, compelling offers, never directly engages with more potential clients, and never explores online marketing avenues. The inevitable result? Zero growth, no discernible increase in sales, just a deeply tired shopkeeper. Now picture a smart shop owner. He works only 5 hours. Crucially, he dedicates 2 focused hours to running targeted Instagram ads, directly engages in conversations with potential customers, proactively offers attractive discounts, sends personalized messages to previous buyers, and actively solicits glowing reviews. The outcome? His sales double because he consciously worked on achieving specific results, rather than merely adhering to empty, habitual rituals. Consider the student who tirelessly reads 10 chapters, highlights every single sentence, rewrites 20 pages of notes, and studies all day long, yet tragically forgets to practice solving previous exam papers. Now, envision the smart student who spends just 2 hours actively solving actual exam questions, focusing intently on high-weight topics. This student studies less, yet consistently scores more. A busy person watches 5 motivational videos, drafts 10 ambitious goals, endlessly talks about success, and flits between new habits every other day. A smart person, conversely, selects one solitary goal, commits to working on it diligently for 30 consecutive days, meticulously tracks their daily progress, and thereby instigates genuine, lasting change. There's a famous, illuminating story. A critical factory machine abruptly ceased functioning, bringing the entire production line to a grinding halt. The company was hemorrhaging thousands of dollars every single hour. They desperately summoned an old, revered expert. He calmly walked in, observed the colossal machine, and with deliberate precision, pulled a small hammer from his bag. Top. The machine immediately roared back to life. He then presented a bill for $10,000. The owner was aghast. "You only hit it once," he exclaimed. The expert simply replied, "Hitting it with a hammer, that's $1. Knowing where to hit, that's $9,999. That, my friends, is the unparalleled power of smart, targeted action. Ask yourself this question every single morning. If I could only accomplish one thing today, what singular action would create the biggest, most transformative result? Then, with unwavering commitment, execute that task first. This is often referred to as the domino task, the one pivotal action that, once completed, makes everything else either easier or entirely unnecessary. When you initiate your day by tackling that crucial task, you immediately experience a surge of confidence. You build undeniable momentum. You proactively avoid the insidious trap of wasting time on trivialities. You unequivocally move forward. Let me impart a harsh, yet liberating truth. Sometimes, we intentionally stay busy as a subconscious ploy to avoid confronting and executing the one thing that truly matters. We reflexively answer emails instead of making that crucial, high-stakes phone call to a client. We rearrange digital files instead of meticulously crafting that critical proposal. We endlessly refine our resume instead of actively applying for the job. We take copious notes instead of courageously recording that English-speaking practice video. We tirelessly research ideas instead of simply starting the project. This, my friends, is not productivity. This is fear wearing a busy mask. You must, with absolute resolve, tear off that mask. Do not, under any circumstances, confuse mere movement with genuine progress. A rocking chair moves back and forth ceaselessly, but it ultimately goes nowhere. Working 12 hours a day in itself is not inherently impressive. Creating profound, measurable results in a mere 2 hours, however, is truly remarkable. Do not strive to appear busy. Strive with all your being to become genuinely effective. Because nobody ultimately pays you for your effort. They pay you for your outcomes. So, starting tomorrow, make a conscious shift. Stop meticulously tracking your hours. Instead, begin tracking your wins. Stop attempting to do everything. Begin doing only what matters. Stop being perpetually available to everyone. Begin being fiercely committed to your results. This is the undeniable path of smart workers. This is the proven path of winners. This is the liberating path to true freedom. Lesson 5. Single tasking is a superpower. There's an ancient adage, deceptively simple yet profoundly true. The person who chases 2 rabbits catches none. Yet, conversely, the individual who locks eyes on one single rabbit, focuses with unwavering intensity, and pursues it relentlessly, will almost certainly catch it every single time. In the relentless, hyper-connected, and perpetually demanding world we inhabit today, the prevailing cultural narrative, fueled by technology and an illusion of limitless capacity, has convinced nearly everyone that the pinnacle of productivity lies in attempting to do everything all at once. We see people watching YouTube videos while simultaneously attempting to reply to urgent messages. We witness students trying to absorb complex notes while their gaze periodically drifts to their Instagram feed. People are eating lunch, ostensibly taking a break, while passively consuming motivational videos, preventing true mental rest or digestion. This constant state of scattered attention is often lauded as multitasking, but it is, in reality, a deceptive and detrimental illusion. Studying while casually chatting with friends. Attempting to work while constantly switching between browser tabs every 30 seconds. This, we're told, is the art of multitasking. And a pervasive myth suggests it's the express train to productivity. But the stark truth is, multitasking is a silent assassin, systematically eroding your focus, diminishing your brain power, sabotaging your results, draining your vital energy, and stifling your potential for growth. It is, without exaggeration, the most insidious enemy of smart, efficient work. Today, we're not just going to expose this illusion. We're going to utterly destroy it forever and replace it with your new, foundational superpower, single tasking. You hear people boast, "I can juggle 5 things at once." I'm a natural multitasker. But let me tell you, your magnificent brain was never engineered for such chaotic division. It's true, inherent design is for deep, singular focus. When you flit from one task to another, your brain doesn't just seamlessly transition. It requires a staggering 15 to 25 minutes just to recalibrate and regain its concentrated momentum on the new task. This constant cognitive whiplash has severe repercussions. Your memory weakens, your stress levels skyrocket, your precious energy burns out at an accelerated pace, your work grinds to a slower, more error-prone halt, and inevitably your overall results plummet. Consider this. The individual who claims to be doing 5 things simultaneously is, in reality, doing everything poorly, probably even badly. Imagine, if you will, settling down to deeply engage with a compelling book. But every 2 minutes, someone taps your shoulder, shoves a viral meme in your face, recounts a tedious joke, introduces an entirely new and unrelated topic, or blasts a jarring sound. How much genuine comprehension or retention could you possibly achieve? Almost nothing. Now, contrast that with an alternative scenario. You're ensconced in a quiet, serene room. No digital clamor, no external demands. You read, page by page. You highlight key insights. You pause, you breathe, you truly think. In this tranquil state, knowledge isn't just consumed. It's absorbed, integrated, becoming a part of you. That, my friend, is the profound chasm between a mind scattered by distractions and a mind empowered by single tasking. One is a dense fog, obscuring all clarity. The other is a laser-sharp beam of unwavering focus. Nature provides a powerful analogy. A lion, the apex hunter, never attempts to chase 3 animals at once. He patiently watches, he meticulously waits, he zeroes in with absolute focus, he locks onto one target, and he pursues it relentlessly until he secures his prize. Now, picture a lion attempting to hunt one deer, then suddenly veering off to chase a fleeting rabbit, only to be distracted moments later by a chirping bird. What would be his tragic fate? He would undoubtedly perish from hunger. This, precisely, is what happens to your aspirations, your dreams, and your goals when you indulge in the destructive habit of multitasking. Your potential dies a slow, agonizing death because your invaluable attention is perpetually in flight. A groundbreaking study from the California Institute of Technology corroborated this stark reality. Multitaskers are demonstrably worse at filtering out irrelevant information. They are slower, not faster, at switching between tasks. They retain less of what they encounter. And perhaps most damningly, they are far more susceptible to distractions. Your brain, a marvel of biological engineering, demands its full processing power to achieve true focus. When you try to multitask, it's akin to running 5 graphically intensive apps simultaneously on an old, outdated smartphone. What happens? It overheats, it grinds to a crawl, and eventually it crashes. Smart, high-performing individuals instinctively understand this. They consciously close everything else down and commit their full mental bandwidth to one task at a time. Here's a simple yet profoundly effective strategy. Choose one task. Set a 25-minute timer. Put your phone on airplane mode. Turn off all notifications. Do only that one task. When the timer rings, take a refreshing 5-minute break. Then repeat the cycle. This isn't merely a productivity trick. It's a time-tested technique known as the Pomodoro technique, and it is a potent weapon for sharpening your brain and reclaiming your attention. Consider the typical multitasking student. They study while texting, listen to music while attempting to read, mindlessly scroll through Instagram during breaks, watch one YouTube video, then another, then another. They might genuinely feel like they've dedicated 6 hours to studying, but come exam time, they remember next to nothing, achieve abysmal marks, and are left feeling utterly exhausted and resentful. Now, imagine the single-tasking student. They deliberately turn off their phone. They immerse themselves in one subject for a focused 45 minutes. They then take a conscious, invigorating 10-minute walk. They return to solve a practice paper with their undivided attention. They diligently track their progress, learning from every attempt. This student might only study 2 hours a day, yet consistently scores 90% or higher. Why? Because clarity invariably triumphs over chaos. The multitasking worker. They juggle replying to emails, answering incessant messages, checking Messenger, and editing files, all at once. They typically have 15 tabs open, feel utterly overwhelmed and confused, work all day long, yet manage to finish nothing substantial, perpetually feeling frustrated and sluggish. The single-tasking worker. They dedicate a full hour only to writing that critical report. They then allocate 30 minutes only to replying to emails. All other tabs are closed. Their phone is off. The environment is devoid of distracting noise. They complete 3 major tasks with exceptional excellence. Who, in this scenario, gets promoted? The one who consistently delivers tangible results. And those results, without exception, flow directly from unwavering focus. Many people lament, "I just can't focus. My attention span is so weak." But here's a crucial revelation. Focus is not an innate talent. It is a muscle. And like any muscle in your body, it can be rigorously trained and strengthened. How? Start small. Begin with 15-minute focused work blocks. Gradually increase this to 30, then 45, then a powerful 60 minutes. Methodically remove distractions from your environment, one by one. Cultivate stillness by sitting in silence for just 5 minutes daily. Actively train your brain to be calm and present. Incorporate meditation. Take several deep, cleansing breaths before you embark on your work. Utilize noise-canceling headphones or listen to specially curated focus music. Within a mere 30 days, you will witness your mind transform, becoming laser-sharp and incredibly potent. 1 hour, 1 task, 0 distractions. This is a simple yet profoundly powerful and utterly life-changing mantra. The most exceptional results consistently emerge when you honor the principle of focusing on one thing at a time. One overarching goal, one critical decision, one block of unwavering focus, one meaningful conversation, one primary mission. Multitasking is akin to attempting to drink 5 different fruit juices at once. You end up tasting nothing distinctly, only a muddled, unsatisfying blend. Single-tasking, by contrast, is savoring the full, rich flavor of a single glass, with absolute clarity and appreciation. Don't just be physically present. Be deeply focused. Don't just work. Delve profoundly into your tasks. Don't merely touch everything superficially. Master one thing completely. The modern world is an incessant cacophony of noise. People are perpetually distracted. Everyone seems to be in an urgent hurry, yet paradoxically, no one seems to be truly arriving anywhere meaningful. You, however, must choose a different path. You must become the kind of person who can sit in stillness when all others are agitated. You must focus with profound depth when others are scattered and fragmented. You must accomplish one thing with formidable power while others are attempting 10 things with crippling weakness. Finish tasks with meticulous precision. Protect your brain, your most valuable asset, like it is pure gold. Because in a world drowning in chaos, the one who masterfully controls their attention is the one who ultimately controls their success. And that person, my friend, is you. Lesson 6. Use the 80-20 rule like a genius. What if I were to tell you that the vast majority of your strenuous effort, most of your relentless hard work, countless long hours, and an immense portion of your stress are, astonishingly, being utterly wasted? Yes, wasted. Because, in a profound twist of efficiency, only a small, critical percentage of what you actually do is responsible for generating the overwhelming majority of your results. This principle, a cornerstone of productivity and success, is known as the 80-20 rule. And it's far more than just a theory. It is a fundamental law of life, a universal truth. It is the underlying reason why some individuals seem to catapult to success with remarkable speed while others remain perpetually stuck for years, despite seemingly equal or even greater effort. It explains why some students, seemingly studying less, consistently top their classes. Why certain businesses grow exponentially faster, even with a more focused product line. And why some creators achieve viral status, captivating millions, while others burn out, endlessly churning out content with minimal impact. Today, I'm going to equip you with the knowledge to wield this powerful rule like a true genius, applying it in ways that are incredibly simple, profoundly real, and astonishingly effective. The 80-20 rule, also famously recognized as the Pareto principle, elegantly posits that a staggering 80% of your desired results originate from a mere 20% of your concerted actions. Let's illuminate this with some exceptionally straightforward, relatable examples. 80% of your overall success stems from 20% of your foundational habits. 80% of your profound happiness flows from 20% of your most cherished relationships. 80% of your recurring problems are triggered by 20% of your less than optimal decisions. 80% of your income is generated by 20% of your most valuable skills or your core clientele. 80% of your daily stress can be traced back to 20% of your persistent distractions. What profound implication does this hold? It means you absolutely do not have to do everything to achieve remarkable success. You simply need to identify and relentlessly execute the critical few right things with unwavering focus and steadfast consistency. Consider a student who conscientiously studies 10 entire chapters for an exam. Yet, in the actual test, 80% of the questions originate from just 2 pivotal chapters. If that student had dedicated their deep focus and energy solely to mastering those 2 critical chapters, their score would undoubtedly have been dramatically higher. An ambitious business sells 10 diverse products, but a staggering 80% of its revenue pours in from just 2 star products. The truly smart entrepreneurs swiftly cease squandering time and resources on the other 8 underperforming items and instead double down, investing all their energy and creativity into amplifying the 2 products that are demonstrably working. A prolific YouTuber uploads 50 videos, but 80% of their cumulative views and engagement are concentrated on just 5 breakout videos. An intelligent creator immediately analyzes those 5 successful pieces, dissects their winning formula, and then creates more content that echoes their success. You diligently perform 10 different exercises at the gym, but only 2 or 3 core compound exercises like squats, deadlifts, and push-ups are responsible for delivering 80% of your overall strength gains and physical results. Are you beginning to perceive the pattern, the recurring truth? Most things in life, most activities, most efforts are merely noise. Only a select, crucial few things generate genuine, transformative impact. The majority of people live by what we might call the 100 rule. Their mantra is, I'll do everything. I'll work harder. I'll try every single idea. I'll chase every possible goal. They say yes to everyone who asks. They meticulously open every single email. They attempt to implement every productivity tip they encounter. They keep adding more and more and more to their already overflowing plates. And what is the inevitable outcome? Overwhelm, debilitating burnout, profound confusion, crippling mediocrity, and ultimately weak, unsatisfying results. Why? Because their entire focus is fixated on quantity, not on impactful quality. But the smart worker, the high performer, the true achiever, lives by the elegant simplicity of the 80-20 rule. Here is the potent mindset that empowers those who use the 80-20 rule to triumph in life. They ask powerful, incisive questions like, what are the 20% of tasks that genuinely propel 80% of my progress? Which 20% of people in my life are inadvertently causing 80% of my stress? What are the 20% of my daily habits that consistently give me 80% of my energy? What are the critical few moves that truly create unstoppable momentum? And once identified, they ruthlessly eliminate the rest. They do not squander their invaluable time. They do not chase every shiny object or fleeting opportunity. They focus only on what demonstrably works, on what truly matters. That is how they achieve more, faster, with significantly less noise, less debilitating stress, and vastly more profound success. Take out a notebook right now and honestly answer these audit questions for yourself. Asterisk goals audit asterisk which 20% of my current goals infuse my life with the most meaning, foster the greatest growth, and ignite the most excitement? Focus exclusively on those. Courageously ignore the rest. Asterisk task audit asterisk which daily tasks, when executed, genuinely create tangible results? E.g., writing high-value content equals tangible result. Mindlessly scrolling Instagram equals no result. Ruthlessly cut down or eliminate the time wasters. Asterisk people audit asterisk who are the top 3 individuals in your life who consistently support you, energize you, and profoundly believe in you. Spend significantly more time with them. Deliberately limit your time and energy invested in others who drain you. Asterisk income audit asterisk which specific skills or key clients are responsible for generating the majority of my income or most valuable opportunities. Focus intently on refining and improving those skills and diligently nurturing those pivotal client relationships. Asterisk energy audit asterisk which habits consistently replenish and boost my energy? Which habits surreptitiously steal it away? Do more of the life-giving ones, e.g., quality sleep, regular exercise, insightful reading. Drastically cut the draining ones, e.g., late nights, processed junk food, mindless scrolling. This deceptively simple audit will utterly transform your entire mindset. Now, let's put it into practice. Asterisk start with a Focus 3 list. Every morning, resist the urge to scroll down 20 tasks. Instead, ask yourself, what are the 3 tasks that, if completed today, will generate 80% of my most important results? Write down only those 3. Commit to doing them first before anything else. Everything else on your mental radar is entirely optional. Asterisk build a not-to-do list. Most people are experts at creating to-do lists. Smart, strategic individuals, however, also meticulously craft not-to-do lists. These might include, don't check phone before 10 a.m. Don't reply instantly to every single message. Don't say yes to unimportant, low-impact meetings. Don't overthink small, trivial things. Don't chase 10 goals at once. This powerful list clears your mental clutter and fiercely protects your most valuable asset, your time. Asterisk use time blocks for high-impact work. Identify your peak performance hours. Those times of day when your mind is most naturally focused and energized, often in the mornings. Block out 1 to 2 hours. During this sacred time, commit to doing only the single task that yields the biggest returns. This could be recording a crucial video, practicing speaking English aloud, finalizing critical client work, solving a major problem, or learning a high-value skill that genuinely enriches you. Absolutely no multitasking. 0 distractions. Only high-value actions. Let me share a compelling real-world example. A man was running a company that, despite his tireless efforts, generated almost no profit. He worked grueling 12-hour days, managed 20 different products, and was buried under hundreds of emails. He was perpetually busy, chronically exhausted, yet his business remained stubbornly flatlined. One day, a wise mentor intervened and gave him a simple, yet profound, instruction. Go find the 20% of your business that is actually working, truly generating value. He meticulously reviewed his operations. To his astonishment, he discovered that one single product was responsible for 80% of his company's profit. One key client was generating 80% of his referrals. One specific type of advertisement was bringing in the majority of his sales. And one dedicated employee was shouldering 80% of the actual productive work. The rest, he realized with dawning clarity, was just noise. So he made bold, decisive changes. He stopped promoting all his other underperforming products. He focused all his marketing and development efforts solely on that one winning item. He fired his useless vendors. He dramatically cut down his work hours by 50%. In a mere 3 months, his income didn't just improve, it doubled. He didn't hustle more. He didn't work longer. He simply applied the profound wisdom of the 80-20 rule. Do not waste your precious energy futilely attempting to do everything. Instead, discover the select few things that truly unequivocally matter, and then go all in on them with relentless focus and unmatched intensity. This is the ingrained mindset of champions. This is the hidden secret of smart, effective workers. This is the powerful rule that elegantly separates the debilitating noise from the impactful power. You don't necessarily need more hours in your day. You need more piercing clarity in your vision. You don't require more sheer effort. You need to make better, more strategic decisions. You don't need to chase every fleeting goal that crosses your path. You need to identify the few, resonant goals that genuinely make you feel alive and purposeful. Because at the end of the day, success isn't measured by how much you did. It's defined by what you actually achieved. And 80% of your most profound success is patiently waiting for you, dormant within the 20% of your effort that you simply haven't fully leveraged yet. Make the transformative shift today. Become the 80-20 genius. Lesson 7. Work with your brain, not against it. Your brain, that incredible, complex organ housed within your skull, is not a cold, unfeeling machine. It is a living, breathing, exquisitely sensitive system. If you attempt to work against its inherent rhythms and design, it will, without fail, break you down. But if you learn to honor and work with it, it possesses the astonishing capacity to build the life you've always envisioned, the life of your deepest dreams. Let me ask you a few candid questions. Do you ever experience that frustrating sensation where your motivation inexplicably vanishes, seemingly for no discernible reason? Do you often commence your day with a surge of energy, only to suddenly find it dissipating, leaving you drained? Do you frequently feel mentally exhausted, even if your physical exertion has been minimal? Do you yearn to focus deeply, yet your mind stubbornly insists on darting in 10 different directions at once? If these resonate, understand this. It's not because you are inherently lazy. It's not because you are weak-willed. And it is most certainly not because you lack capability. It is because you are unknowingly working against your brain's natural operating system, rather than harmoniously with it. And this single, pervasive mistake is what is insidiously stealing your hard-earned results, fragmenting your precious focus, eroding your inner peace, and hindering your potential for profound growth. Let's shatter a common, yet destructive, myth. Most people erroneously believe that the more they force themselves to work, the more they will achieve. That, my friends, is an outright lie. Your brain, much like the majestic waves of the ocean, possesses its own natural rhythms. It experiences inherent highs and inevitable lows. It is capable of granting you 2 to 4 hours of truly deep, undistracted focus per day, provided you utilize it correctly. But if you foolishly attempt to battle against its innate rhythm, you will inevitably lose your creative spark. You will watch your motivation evaporate. You will experience crippling burnout. You will begin to resent the very work you once loved. And you will find yourself perpetually living in a pervasive, debilitating brain fog. This, tragically, is the fate of the vast majority of people. They fight their own brain instead of diligently seeking to understand its profound wisdom. Let's change that narrative starting now. Rule 1. Find your golden hours. Your brain possesses a distinct peak performance time each and every day. It is your sacred responsibility to identify this precious window and protect it like a priceless treasure. For most individuals, this optimal period occurs in the morning. The brain, freshly rested, is clear, vibrant, energized, brimming with creativity, and poised for deep work. But what do most people habitually do during these peak morning hours? They instinctively check their phone, scroll through random videos, immediately reply to messages, and mindlessly consume social media, effectively squandering their most potent mental energy on low-value, distracting trivialities. This truly is a crime against your own magnificent potential. Smart strategy * deliberately block out 1 to 2 hours in the morning specifically for deep work. This means no phone, no calls, no interruptions whatsoever. Dedicate this sacred time to your single most important goal, be it learning English, writing that crucial chapter, building a new skill, creating something transformative, or practicing a difficult craft. This one habit, adopted consistently, has the power to utterly transform your life within 30 days. Why? Because your brain in the morning is a veritable rocket ship. But if you carelessly deplete its precious fuel, it simply will not fly. Rule 2. Honor the ultradian rhythm. Your brain, in its elegant efficiency, operates in distinct cycles. This natural ebb and flow is scientifically known as the ultradian rhythm. Approximately every 90 to 120 minutes, your brain requires a break. You focus intensely, giving your all, and then you consciously recover. You cannot, with any expectation of miracles, sit for 5 consecutive hours and expect peak performance. That is not smart work. That is a direct path to self-destruction. Smart strategy * work with profound focus for 50 to 90 minutes. Then, deliberately take a rejuvenating 10 to 20-minute break. During this interval, move your body. Walk, stretch, breathe deeply, step away from your screen. Then, return to your task, replenished with newfound energy and clarity. This establishes a natural, sustainable rhythm. Work, rest, work, rest. This is the blueprint for productivity steeped in peace, for achieving remarkable results without succumbing to debilitating burnout. This is truly brain-friendly success. Rule 3. Feed your brain, right? Your brain is not an inert piece of metal. It is a dynamic, living entity composed primarily of fat, water, oxygen, and intricate electrical impulses. It desperately requires clean, high-quality fuel to function optimally. But what do most people habitually feed it? Sugary snacks, processed junk food, heavy, lethargy-inducing meals, artificial energy drinks, and an endless array of processed garbage. And then, they express bewilderment. Why can't I focus? Why do I feel so sleepy after lunch? Why am I irritated and agitated all day long? The answer is simple, yet profound. Your brain is literally starving for proper nutrition. Smart strategy * cultivate an eating regimen like a peak performer. Drink a large glass of water immediately upon waking. For breakfast, nourish yourself with fruits, nuts, seeds, and oats. Throughout the day, integrate leafy greens and healthy fats such as avocado, almonds, and walnuts. Critically, avoid sugar before commencing your work. Eat light, balanced meals during the day to sustain mental sharpness and alertness. Your brain will unequivocally reward you with unparalleled clarity, enhanced memory, increased processing speed, and unwavering focus. Rule 4. Let your brain sleep to win. If you stubbornly deny your brain the crucial rest it demands, it will, without fail, begin to erode your overall health and well-being long before you even consciously realize the damage. Sleep is not a sign of weakness. It is, unequivocally, the most potent brain upgrade tool ever devised by nature. During the profound hours of sleep, your brain embarks on a critical cleaning process. It meticulously stores your memories, effectively recharging your emotional resilience, initiating physical healing throughout your body, and diligently building the focus and willpower you will require for the challenges of the next day. No successful millionaire sacrifices their sleep. No elite athlete compromises their recovery. No smart, high-performing individual dares to ignore this fundamental rule. Smart strategy * aim for 7 to 8 hours of high-quality sleep every single night. Ensure your sleeping environment is completely dark and utterly quiet. Rigorously avoid screens, phone, laptop, tablet, for at least 1 hour before bedtime. Cultivate the powerful habit of writing down your goals for the next day before you go to sleep. This allows your brain to subconsciously process them overnight, setting you up for success. Endeavor to sleep and wake at roughly the same time daily, even on weekends, to regulate your body's natural circadian rhythm. Implement a strict no-screen bedtime rule to protect the invaluable depth of your sleep. Sleep is not merely rest. It is essential preparation for greatness. Your brain is not your adversary. It is, in fact, your greatest, most powerful partner in the grand journey of life. But it will only serve you thus if you treat it with the respect, care, and understanding it deserves. Do not abuse your brain with a relentless torrent of chaos, constant multitasking, nutrient-poor food, an endless stream of negative media, chronic sleepless nights, or pervasive, overwhelming noise. Instead, actively choose to love it, to nourish it, to allow it to rest, and to utilize it as the magical, sophisticated machine it truly is. Because when your brain is in harmonious alignment, functioning optimally, you become an unstoppable force. But when your brain is in a perpetual state of fighting against you, you will remain stuck, endlessly struggling no matter how ferociously you try. So cease the struggle and instead begin to flow. This, my friend, is where smart work truly begins. Thank you for engaging with these profound lessons. Now you possess the actionable knowledge to not only work smarter but also to articulate your thoughts with greater clarity and fluency in English. If you are truly ready to cultivate your mind and elevate your life, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next illuminating video.